Morning, fuckers. Said with the movie in mind, the comedy. So it started, the real true hate. Liar, I bet you're lying about your military service and stuff like that. Big group of you. Okay, well, I always maintain that honesty and openness is the best policy, okay? UN medal and Gulf War medal, okay? When we leave the army, we're given a red book. It's kind of like a reference, okay? So just quickly, just for the haters, okay? There's my medals. Only got two. I hear the US, you've got so many. I mean, you get them for all sorts, don't you? So there's my blood group O neg. Look, best one there is apparently. Military conduct exemplary out of 5 different ones. Look, they gave me exemplary. Look, imagine falsifying all this, eh? Look, there's a quick rundown. Corporal Russell joined the army in December 1983, served for 13 years and 44 days or 14, I think it was 14 and a half. Corporal Russell is a young soldier who is committed, enthusiastic and professional. He carries out his tasks to a very high standard, all of which is based on his experience and confidence he has in his own ability. He readily accepts responsibility and is able to motivate others to carry out work under trying conditions. And believe you me, some of them were trying. Corporal Russell keeps himself very fit and has a positive attitude to work. He is well respected and liked within REME and the unit as a whole. He is honest and trustworthy, and I would recommend him to any future employer. Look, there's some of the places that I went. Okay. Obviously, we don't want to show the sneaky beaky ones. We don't want to get anybody into trouble, do we? Okay, so I hope that will be settled. I'm not lying about absolutely anything. I don't make shit up. Have you ever heard me say science sometimes bites its own arse? Okay? Physics bites its own arse. The sun, 150 million kilometers away. It has a diameter of 1,390,000 kilometers. If we divide the distance by the sun's diameter, we get 107.9. We call it 108. That's how many diameters, sun diameters, are in between us and the sun. I know what the answer is going to be, but we're going to use her anyway. Not my benefit, your benefit. Alexa, what's 150 million divided by 1,390,000?
150 million divided by 1,390,000 is approximately 107.9137.
But we call it 108, okay? It's easier that way. So there are 108 sun diameters in between planet Earth and the sun. Now, 108 sun diameters in between us and the sun, and it takes 8 minutes. It doesn't. I'm playing along. 8 minutes and 20 seconds for the sun to radiate its light 108 diameters of itself. That is at a rate of 1 diameter every 4.6 seconds. Now, I assure you, this is stupid, okay? I said, so science, physics sometimes bites its own arse, okay? Now, we're talking diameters, right? 108 diameters. A light source, the sun, 108 diameters. To radiate its light, that 108 diameters, takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds. This is a 5 centimeter bulb. This is roughly 5 5.4 meters, right? That's 108 diameters. Watch. The equivalent, the sun takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to get from here to you. 8 minutes and 20 seconds I'd be here for, but it's only a bulb, they say. It's only a bulb. If we double that pi thing, remember I did that pi thing? If we double the diameter of a sphere, a light source, did you know that the surface area quadruples times 4? Centimeters. Right? Did you know that every time you double the diameter of a light source of a sphere, the surface area quadruples? That's times 4, all right? Now, what we have here is a light source, the 5 centimeter diameter bulb. I know that the numbers, I know that a lot of you don't like the numbers because they confuse the issue, but you need to listen to this. I worked out that the light bulb, 320,000 of its diameters, that was, Alexa, what is 5 centimeters multiplied by 320,000?
5 centimeters times 320,000 is 16 kilometers.
16 kilometers, that's 10 miles. A light bulb, a flashlight, right, will be visible if you turn it on at 10 miles. If it's a dark night, 10 miles. You switch a light on, say in the middle of the desert, or you're in the middle of an ocean, and you're 10 miles away from anything, and it's pitch black, and somebody has a light bulb and turns it on, you'll see it at 10 miles away. You will, okay? That is why I settled on the number of 320,000 of the light bulb diameters, 320,000 light bulb diameters in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, right? It is like that, okay? Whether you want to accept it or not, if somebody flicks a bulb on and it's a pitch black night, 10 miles, no problem whatsoever, you'll see it. Shit, it's a light source, isn't it, in the dark. Now, this is 320 of its diameters in a heartbeat, right? So are we following so far? I always know what I am about to do when I ask Alexa a question. But this time, I haven't really thought about this one. So 320,000 diameters. This is the light bulb in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. We'll go 4.6 seconds on this one, right? So, a 5 centimeter diameter light bulb will radiate its light instantly. We'll see it instantly. 320,000 of its diameter. And this was on the modest, on the low scale of things. Like that torch that I use blinds the camera on this phone because I saw it after I'd done it. Where is it? No, let's not bother. That torch, that bulb in that torch has a diameter of 3 millimeters, right? We're talking 5 centimeter bulb here. That little 3 millimeters, right, radiates its light further than that. In fact, it would easily do the 16 kilometers, wouldn't it? 10 miles. And that's 3 millimeters. But we're not going to go there. We're going to keep it on the very modest side of things. I bet a lot of you are already lost with a couple of numbers, but that is not my fault. That's not my problem. If you cannot follow these simple, mathematical, real, in your face, live experiments that I do, then you're obviously lacking some kind of intelligence, aren't you? The sun has a diameter of 1,390,000 kilometers. Now, if the sun radiated its light at the same rate as a light bulb, its diameter is 320,000 in a heartbeat. Let's have a look. I don't know this one, this is spontaneous. One million three hundred ninety thousand times 320,000. 3 times 13 is 39. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43 to 44 billion. 430 to 440 billion. Kilometers. I'm putting my calculations on the line. This is spontaneous. Alexa, what is 1,390,000 multiplied by 320,000?
1,390,000 times 320,000 is 444,800,000,000.
$444,800,000,000. Alexa, what's 1,390,000 multiplied by 320,000?
1,390,000 times 320,000 is 444,800,000,000.
That means, and come on, that was pretty fucking close, okay? That means if the sun radiated its light at a rate that the 5 centimeter light bulb or the 10 centimeter light bulb does, it would travel 444,800,000,000 kilometers like that. Did you know that if you double the diameter of a light source, like a light bulb, and the power of that sphere, the light source, increases proportionally as the diameter increases, the distance radiated increases, stays the same. If the power increases proportionally to the size, the effective visible range scales with the square root of the scale increase. If the diameter doubles, the distance of where the light radiates also doubles at the same rate. Why is it that physics when a light source gets to 299,792 kilometers in diameter, all of a sudden, the light source, a sphere, will take 1 second to radiate its light, the distance of that one diameter. As soon as we get, as a star gets bigger and bigger, or as a light source gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because of the speed of light, there's a leash that has been put onto the sun. Suddenly, instead of radiating its light the same as a light bulb, which clearly, use any search engine you want and Google it. See, the thing is, when you ask these questions, they don't know that you're headed towards the size of a star. So they tell you the honest truth, that if you double the diameter of a light sphere, its power, its distance will double, etc. But then when you say, hang on, so when we get to the size of the diameter of 1,390,000, what happens then? Why does it suddenly take 4.6 seconds? Oh! GPT, artificial intelligence, doesn't like being ambushed like that. That is why I say physics sometimes bites its own arse. It's a human leash that has been put onto the sun and the light it radiates. It isn't normal to think that any sphere is going to take 4.6 seconds to radiate its own light the distance of its diameter. Now you know this, tell me why. Why is it that physics itself says that as you double the diameter of a light source, everything doubles? Why does that break down? Why does that break down? And when we get to the size of the sun, it suddenly takes 4.6 seconds to radiate its light, one diameter, with no logical explanation other than it's a human leash. Because when we get to the size of UY Scooty at 2.377 billion kilometers, if we divide that by the speed of light, it works out. It takes UY Scooty, one of the biggest stars ever discovered, it takes UY Scooty 2 hours and 12 minutes to radiate its own light, the distance of its own diameter. Tell me, using your common sense, your physics that says as you double, everything doubles. Why does it break down when it comes to the sun? Why does all of a sudden this Mickey Mouse 299,792 kilometers per second kick in? It isn't logical. It is a human leash, right? And there is no evidence that the sun's light takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to get anywhere. And just once more, while it just quickly came out, anybody who thinks that takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to radiate its light the distance of 108 of its own diameters is not thinking logically. It means you too have had a human leash put onto your mind, and it's holding you back, the same as they're holding the sun's light back. All right? That will do it for today. I will try and answer the questions. Somebody's volunteered himself to do the Fitzo absurdity. That will be interesting. All right, peeps, laters. I don't make shit up and I don't lie. Laters.